Alright gang, welcome back to our one-tile challenge here on Calmlands. It is August and we've got a number of other fields ready to harvest today, including this one, which is the canola field. Now, our fields that we harvested in the last episode, the two canolas over there, they do need to be plowed up and prepped and ready to go because we can start drilling canola today. We're not going to do it today. We'll probably drill the canola in the next episode, more than likely. But more than likely, we're going to be utilizing a worker today pretty heavily for all the things that we need to accomplish. The house, as you can see, it's in view now, is actually ready for the roof planks now. It needed to have that wood barrier down first, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think about that in the last episode, but I didn't for some reason. It just was not clicking in my head. But anyway, it is ready for roof planks, so we'll put some roof planks down today, or we'll buy roof planks, have them delivered, and put them in there so we can move on to the next stage, which I would assume would start being the internal organs of the house, if you will. Now, I am doing this video immediately after the one we just... Well, I'd say the one we just did. I'm doing it immediately after the last episode that you watched. Have not... Which I guess is kind of the case for a lot of my videos. I have not really had the chance to read the most recent comments from the last one. Maybe somebody was yelling at me about that same thing, saying, you know, it's actually... the next step that would require the roof planks. You need the wood down first. But either way, hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here, gang. We got $20,000. We lost a tiny bit of money, but we are getting closer to the point where we don't lose between the time we finish an episode and the next day. So that's good. Flour of salt we're going to look at today. It says September. It could be today. That's the best time, though. And even if it's $100, $200 off, we're probably going to do it today. Now, one of the issues that I'm dealing with right now is we also have the rice field ready to harvest today. 4 fields are ready to harvest today. So it's going to be a very busy day. Are we going to be able to get all of it done today? Probably not. But we're going to utilize a worker to try to help us out as much as possible, and hopefully we can get to the point where we can get most of it done. Workers probably today going to be doing some of the plowing for us. I think I'm going to do most of the harvesting, at least as much harvesting as we can get done today. Now, what are we going to do with the extra money that we're going to make from this flour of salt? Well, I'll probably pay off a little bit more of the loan. We're obviously going to buy the roof planks for the house construction project. We'll see what kind of money we have left over after that. I can say, which we didn't really do at the very end of the last episode like I said we would, but we are going to be able to put all of the canola into the mill. It is not chewing through it that fast. It has spawned 2 pallets so far is all it's spawned, which I think is relatively realistic. I think you could easily, a production could easily spawn way more than 2 pallets in a month, so I think we're fine there. But nonetheless, we are going to be able to just put the rest of this canola from this field, and then the canola that's in the silos into the mill, at least as much as we can. Now, the mill is a small mill. It does not hold that much, which is also a bonus of that mill, and trying to keep us in line with, you know, not doing things that are too unrealistic. So we'll probably fill it up to max. I think it holds 25-ish thousand. Speaking of that, I was looking at the used market. Not really a whole lot out there for us, unfortunately. These are both very nice, but not really something we need right now. 136 horsepower. We've got 2 tractors, and we don't really need one that has 136 horsepower. If we're going to get another tractor, I want it to be 300 plus 4-wheel drive horsepower. 300 plus horsepower with 4-wheel drive. Let me try to restate that a little bit better. So yeah, we'll see as we move along here what happens, but I'm hoping we'll have the house close to being done, if not done by the new year in game. Hopefully January, February the house will be done. I could be completely wrong there, but that's my hope. Because as I mentioned in the last episode, I got a lot of things I want to accomplish, and I need the house to be done first before I can move some stuff around, really. Without the house done, moving stuff around would probably be pretty dumb, pretty pointless. I'm going to throw a worker on here for the remainder of this. And we're going to jump into the Fiat here. We'll go ahead and unload. I don't know where he's going or what he's doing. Why did you decide to go down that path? What was wrong with this path? Well, that puts a bit of a stop to my plans there. I'm going to have to stop him because he's going to get full probably before he gets to the end there. Now, ideally, what we're going to try to do today, it's going to sound crazy, slight change of plans to what we had originally thought. Since we have 2 pallets of flour salt ready to sell today, and we're going to sell the fine salt as well, since we have all that ready to go, I'm leaning towards purchasing something that we desperately need, a stone picker. 56 or 64, I'm kind of impartial here. I think this one's plenty. I don't think we need 9.5 meter width. I think a 5.5 is plenty for us. But I really want this because we've got a lot of big rocks. I mean, a lot of big rocks. We need to get rid of those big rocks if at all possible. It's just damaging our equipment, right? So we're spending more money in the long run. We can also take that rock and turn it into lime, which is something we desperately need too, so we can save ourselves a little bit of money by doing that, right? Okay, what are you doing here, buddy? What are you doing? Doing his headland pass here. So he's not as close as I thought he was. Well, I mean, he is. 94%. He's pretty close, but we're going to stop him, I guess, when he starts going up that way. Just going to stop him right now. That is good enough. Let's go ahead and unload him, then we can set him back off doing his thing. We'll get the rice harvester out probably next. Can I please have control? Thank you. Now, the rice. It's an issue. I can't find anything that's reasonably priced to make rice flour out of. I've been told many times that rice flour is what I need to be doing with the rice because, and they're correct, you don't make a ton of money off rice as it is. Which makes sense, right? In real life, rice is not expensive. It's a very cheap thing. So, now the problem is, the sawmill we have, the windmill that we have, the mill, straight ahead, as you can see in the distance, it, although fantastic, does not have the ability to do rice flour. So we're in a bit of a quinky dinky here, if you will, on what we're going to do. I haven't fully made that decision yet. I think it means we're going to have to put down another mill, which almost means that mill is obsolete, right? And there's really no reason to even have that mill if we decide to put down another one. So that's a bit of a a mistake on me, I guess, but at the same time, okay, just let the worker do whatever he wants to do. It's fine. At the same time, though, I don't really think we have the money to do all that stuff we want to do. If I want to get that stone picker, which I think is almost more important right now. This thing is so turny, man. It's so touchy. If I want to get that, we're not going to be able to get another mill of any sort. So, we've got some more decisions to make, I guess, and some tough ones at that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. For the time being, the rice is just going to go into the silo. And we'll see how things get along as we carry forward, move forward, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. But yeah, we'll figure it out. You can see in the distance here, coming into view now, there are 2 pallets of canola oil down there, which is great. That's going to be good money for us. Eventually, hopefully, we have another production down in the future that we can kind of combine the canola oil with something else to make something else, whether that's chips or whatever it may be. I haven't really figured out yet what we're going to do with it. If we're going to do chips, though, I got to do potatoes, and I've said more times than I can count until I'm blue in the face how much I hate doing potatoes. So, but who knows? You never know. This is a good series. If I'm going to do potatoes, it's probably a good one to do them on. This one or the other series we're actively running on a consistent basis, the vintage one, right? But the vintage one, I had to find some vintage equipment to do the potatoes. So Smaller the better for potatoes for me, just because I don't like them at all. This is the first big harvest here on the big, massive rice field. Now, we did have a little bit of a mistake, like I mentioned, right, with a little bit of, you know, spots because there wasn't enough water on the ground. I messed up doing that one month. I forgot to water it. I normally don't. That's the first time I forgot to water, I think, yet in FS25. But, you know, things like that happen. My mind goes elsewhere, and then I completely forget about it. So it's not going to be the best yield, unfortunately, but, you know, it'll still be better than what we had, right? It's a bigger field, so it'll be better. Now, we only have one trailer right now. Used market, just those. There's no other trailer that's popped out. So, you know, a second trailer might be something we need to look into soon. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money, though, right? I've kind of talked about all the things that I want to try to accomplish, so spending a whole lot of money is not going to work. I'm not going to be utilizing these in this series. That's something I kind of had planned maybe as a potential for the Vintage series. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, most of the trailers we're looking at, 16 is probably the one I'd want to get, at least this one at a minimum. Those are auto-load stuff. That's not going to fly here. We're not doing auto-load in this series. I know a lot of people have told me to do auto-load, but I've resisted it the whole time to this point, so I'm going to continue that resisting. It's painful, I know, for me especially, because I am not that good at picking up bales and things like that, but we have kind of removed the bales from the equation for the time being. We're utilizing a loading forage wagon approach now. That's not to say that we won't go back to a bale at some point. I had considered... in the last episode, we saw those 2 items in the used market for square bales. I had considered that, but we didn't really have the money for it, right? Even if we sold the other pallet of flour of salt, we wouldn't have the money for it either. We also have a pallet of clothes that has spawned. I'm also going to allow a tiny bit of a change here, something that I normally wouldn't do. Just like in the last episode where I allowed ourselves to put 2 pallets of wool into Grandma's knitwear, I'm going to start allowing us to do 2 per month now. We're not going to have 2 per month very often, so we're going to allow 2 per month, though. Before, we've only been allowing 1 per month, with the exception of, I guess, last episode when I said we would do 2. But moving forward, we'll allow 2. And we'll kind of, you know, go with that approach as we move along, right? If we get to a point where we think things are not as real, you know, not as unrealistic as we might have initially anticipated, we'll allow more things to, or more items to be put in, or more things to be utilized, whatever the case may be. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. And like I said, the mill here, well, quick autosave. I probably should have known that was going to happen to us. But the mill, it's not chewing through it very much. There's still 3,000 liters of canola in there, so I think it's relatively realistic. It's only going to provide, well, 2 pallets or around 2 pallets every month. I don't think that's unrealistic at all. He's got to be getting close to being full here. We need to unload this because we're almost full of the rice harvester. And since he's facing the right way, I might as well go ahead and do it now. Or she, I don't know. It was a he doing it, but then I stopped, so I don't know if it's a he or she now. Still looks like a he, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it's a he. Guess I shouldn't say that nowadays. I don't know. It looks like he's empty, actually. Yeah, okay. Well, the rice is going to be full here very soon, so I'm going to go ahead and just unload this into our mill. Having those bees in between our 2, what are going to be always canola fields, is going to be really nice, too. And we'll continue to expand those bees out as well. Probably spread them out a little bit, because I don't think them right on top of each other is really going to help the harvest all that much. But, you know, the more of those you have, just the more honey you'll make, which is great. But they can also help a little bit with the harvest. The actual yield of the harvest, I should say. It's a small amount, but it's something. Alright, so we've got almost 10,000 liters in there, so yeah. We should easily be able to fill it up, I think, with everything we have. I think that's the only canola field we ever made in is this one. So I don't think it'll be too terrible. Yeah, the yield, unfortunately, is not as good as we had hoped, like I mentioned here. Mistake on me. It happens. We'll make sure we won't screw it up again next time. We're not as close as I actually thought we were here. I thought we were getting close, but we're not, and I think it's just because I'm used to the yield being pretty good, but it's not here, so... with the patchiness... All right, we are underway on our final field today that needs to be harvested. Now, I could have, I guess, waited to harvest the rice in the next month, but we just decided let's get all the harvesting done completely today and kind of go from there. Now, this field has been plowed. The worker finished that off. I know we're wasting money utilizing a worker to do that. But really, if we didn't, I'm not sure we'd be able to get all these fields done with the amount of time that we have remaining. So it's a good thing, I guess, that we did it. That's how I'll put it. Now, as far as what we're going to do, are we going to keep all of these fields as they were from last time? Probably not. Probably not. I think these two for sure will be canola. The other three, the three that we harvested today, not sure. We're certainly going to have probably two of them in the format of either a wheat, oat, or barley. But the third one, I might put in soybeans or sorghum or something like that. Well, now obviously we can't do it right now, and I understand that, but we've got a limited amount of stuff we can do here coming up. But I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to hold off and probably put soybeans in one of those fields. I'm not sure which one yet we will put soybeans in, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. We've got a planter now, and like I said, I'd like to utilize it a little bit more. Now, if we do soybeans, they are harvesting in October, November, which is perfect because we don't have a whole lot that we're doing as far as harvesting goes then. We will have corn and I think sunflower, so then we could have a 3 harvest then as well. That probably is the smart approach to go with, I think. Yeah, I think so. Might change my mind, but right now that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. Sorghum is going to be ready to harvest around the same time as everything is right now, so yeah. I mean, well, we can wait. We can make the rice wait 1 month too, right? So yeah, I mean, if we have 3 or 4 every time it's time to harvest, I think that'll be good for us instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like we did for this time, right? If we could have 3 or 4, I think that's going to help us out tremendously. Just kind of spread things out. That's the main reason why we got the planter. So yeah. Now, rain's in the forecast here, and this is the last day that we can harvest this wheat. So we've got to get this field done before the rain gets here. The rain's not getting here until, well, it says 1600, but you never know. It could start early, but I suspect we'll be able to get this whole field done before that happens. We are almost full here. And I believe the trailer is full as well, so we're going to have to unload that. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and have the workers start plowing the other field while we're at it. I mean, we might as well. It's going to, you know, spend a little bit of money, and that's fine, but if we're not utilizing the worker, I'm not sure we're going to be able to get all of this done. I need to work on this area here if it lets me. It probably won't, but I need to smooth out this area a little bit next to the field here and where we put the windmill. It's not the flattest. It needs to be smoothed a little bit, so we'll try to smooth that too once this is all harvested and we're able to see a little bit better, right? And try to make sure things are a little bit cleaner. Whoop! I knew I only had a little bit left, and then I would just stop looking at it for a brief second. So we killed a tiny bit of crop, but that's all right. All right, so let's go take this wheat and put it into the mill here. We're going to start making a lot of products, which is going to be really good for us. Now the flour, we looked when the canola oil was good, which is in November, but the flour, I'm not positive when that is going to be. Flour. Well, you can make corn flour too. Didn't realize you could do that. Flour. December. Okay, December. Well, we've got that going now at least too. So we've got the canola oil going and we've got the wheat flour going, which is good. Now, I don't know if the actual process itself is going to slow down at all, having two things going at the same time. I know some productions do slow down when you do that. I don't know for sure if that's the case here or not. I guess we'll find out. Now, we need to go get the rest of the canola also out of the silo and bring it over here soon. But I'd rather get the harvest done first since the rain is coming here in the near future. Again, not as concerned based off the fact of when they say it's going to come about getting this field done, but I still would prefer to get this field done before it even gets close. That way we don't have to worry about it at all and we can finish everything else after that, right? Everything else meaning selling of the salt, the flour salt, the one, I guess the 2 pallets of fine salt, and then work on the house project as well, the construction project, right? Now, we have to pick up straw off the ground on this as well. I am dropping straw, and I'm doing that on purpose because I do want to save the straw. Speaking of that, did we have straw in here? Did we sell it? We sold it. Okay, we sold it. I thought we did, but then I was like, wait a minute, I might have forgot about the straw being in there. But no, we definitely sold it, so. Alright, so I'm going to put it on a worker for a very brief period here. And the worker's going to do something crazy, I already know that, so that's fine. While that's happening, I'm going to move over to here. Depending on how fast this worker finishes the plowing here, I might actually even have him plow that field over there too, but we'll see. I suspect it's going to take a while. It took him a while to do the other one, so. But we need to get these going, and then hopefully we'll be able to buy the... hopefully we'll be able to buy the stone picker thing today. Now, I don't suspect... I could be wrong. Well, no, there's no way it would. There's no way, right? I don't think I can put the stones in our silo. I don't think that's going to work. So we're probably going to have to find somewhere just to drop the stones off on the ground when we have a full trailer load of that, which I'm assuming will be... No, not a worker, not a worker, not a worker. Get off the worker. Which I'm assuming will be probably sooner than you think, considering how big those stones truly are there. But yeah, that is the next step for sure. We'll put everything else slightly on hold just to get that, because we will be able to afford it today once we sell those flour of salt pallets. And that is going to be huge for us. Huge. I know I said it last episode, man, we really need to get a power wash of some sort. I might look into that too today. Depending on how much money we have left after we buy that stone picker. Okay, we are all done, and just in time, really. It's 1300. It took a little bit longer than I expected for us to get all of this done, but that's all right. I also went ahead and set the worker off on plowing up that field over there as well, so we should have 3 solidly plowed fields ready to go, ready to be drilled, planted, whatever we decide to do with those here in the next episode. So let's go ahead and unload the rest of this, and it's going to go, well... We do have a little bit in our silo of wheat. I think the chickens need a little bit of food, but they really don't eat that much. So probably the 1,000 liters we have in there is probably enough. Actually, I'm going the complete wrong way. I'm going to say it. This is the 100th time I've said it so far. I'm still waiting for them to install an update that allows me to favorite things and put them at the top of the board here. Yeah, we have 1,000 liters of wheat. I don't think there's any way they're going to eat more than that. There's a tiny bit we missed there. We don't want to miss anything. Let's pick that back up, even though it's probably only like a liter, if that. 1 liter. 1 liter could mean the thing of making another pallet for us, though. Alright, so that's all done. So we'll just put this here for the time being. I gotta move it back into the shed here, but let's get everything unloaded into the mill here. So we'll unload the rest of this wheat into the mill. Then we'll go get the canola, bring it over here. Then we'll probably top the chickens off with a little bit of the wheat that's in the silo. We'll probably leave all of that in the silo. That should be enough, like I said, for them. Hopefully. If it's not, well, I might have made a big mistake here putting all this in the mill. But I guess there's a chance we could unload it. There's a pipe back there, so I guess we could unload it back out of the mill if we want to. So how much is in the mill now? Quite a lot. 20,000 liters in there. We've already made 327 liters of flour, so that's fantastic. Now, I don't know how many pallets it will spawn. Looks like another another canola oil pallet has spawned there, so at least 3 can be spawned there. I don't know how many more besides that, though. Let's do the chickens first here. They should not need all of this. 888 should be probably plenty. I probably should drop this out of the grain door, but we're just going to drop it out normally. It's faster. Yep. Kind of what I expected. So what's in there now? It's probably about 500 liters still in there. It should be plenty until the next harvest, honestly. Because this was all from the last harvest, right? So okay, perfect. So now let's get the canola out. Might need 2 trips of the canola, actually. Yeah, 591 liters. So yeah, there is plenty in there for them. Till we get a bigger coop with chickens, that is plenty. And really, we probably should get one, because that is a slow process. And we still even... I mean, well, I guess we did sell the eggs the one time, so we probably would have had a full pallet by now. So I guess scratch that, but still, it's not a fast process. There's not enough chickens in there to make the eggs. Okay, 8,500. We will have to make a second trip here to get the rest of the canola. I kind of had an issue there with the crawfish. I ran into them a couple times. We need to move that out of the way. Got to get the wool over there still. Still lots to do. And the worker, for whatever reason, did not hit the outside edges here of these fields. I guess I'm going to come back through and touch that up whenever the time comes for us to drill. Which, for those fields, should be the next episode, I guess. Okay, why are we not accepting any more canola here? What's going on here? There we go. Just wasn't on the right trigger, I guess. I've had issues with this mod before on console, but it seems to have fixed itself. It works now. Before, I was unable. The problem with it is that when you first put it down, in case you have yet to put this down and have ever had issues with it, when you first put this down, if you don't have the menu on, which I almost never have the menu on because I don't like it, it's in my way, you have to open up this grate here, right? So it's closed. You have to open it back up. But for a while, it wouldn't even allow me to open it. There was either it was a conflict maybe with another mod, or there was just an issue with the mod itself. I know it has been updated since, so it could have been that. But yeah, you weren't able to open it on console for whatever reason. I can't really explain why. It could have just been me having the issue, but it would not allow me to open up the grate, so I couldn't, I couldn't deliver anything to it. I guess I could if I had somewhere else that it was, somewhere else that the actual products were in. I guess I could just distribute them, but manually delivering them, I wasn't able to do it. Move these crawfish out of the way. It's not going to be the most pretty stack you've ever seen, because the one's obviously already at a weird angle. But that's alright. That'll do. That'll do for the time being. That'll do. Alright, let's get this small amount of canola left in here. Whoops. It's always difficult to stop this tractor when it gets going, when it's got something heavy behind it, which makes sense, right? Okay, so we'll get this dropped off. We'll go take the wool over to Grandma's Knitwear, and then we'll head up to the house and buy the products we need there, the roof plates, for example. To move that along to the next stage, and then we're going to sell our flour with salt, and then probably, and not even probably, we're going to buy our stone picker. we're going to have the money to do it. I need to do it now. The stones are getting larger. They're more damaging. We need that. We can utilize it to make lime. We can put down a production for that. I've got an idea of the production I want to put down for it. Likely won't happen today. I can tell you that right now. It probably won't be today. But, yeah, we'll be getting that production pretty soon. We do need to figure out, like I said, where we're going to put these rocks at when they get full, because it is going to get full pretty quickly, I suspect. But we don't necessarily have to do all of the rock picking today. I'll probably try it out just to make sure it works, you know, as I expect. But other than that, I'm probably not going to spend a whole lot of effort on it. We're going to have plenty of time to do that, right? Well, I shouldn't say plenty of time. I guess we're not going to have plenty of time. We don't have plenty of time for anything right now. It's not winter months. We might actually. We might keep one of the cereal crops, like oat. We might keep one of them off and save it for oat, right? We might do that. Okay, so that is done. So we'll head up to the house. Let me just put this back in the yard area. I'll just get it off the field here. I don't like when I leave stuff just laying around. It kind of, like OCD. Like I have a little bit of OCD. I don't have OCD. I've never been diagnosed with it, but I feel like that is something that if I was to have OCD, that would be the reason why I'd be diagnosed with OCDs, because I don't like just leaving stuff out in the middle of stuff. Like it has to be like put away where it's supposed to be, kind of. But I mean, it's not that bad. Like it's not like my whole house is like that or anything like that. Like it's nothing like that. But I just mean, you know, when I'm playing a farming game, I feel like I need to put everything back where it belongs. Like it should be underneath the shed, etc., right? I don't know. It just feels that way. All right, they're done. Let's fold this up, because this is the thing we're going to want to utilize if we're going to be picking up any rocks at all today. We're going to want this thing. It's got four-wheel drive. So put this away, and we'll head on over here, and we'll get the roof plates put. Alright, here we go. Let's see. 4,000 roof plates. Okay, not bad. 4,000 roof plates. Let's find those. Should be coming up here soon, I think. Unless I missed them. Perhaps I missed them. Oh boy. There they are. No, they're really far away. I thought they were close, but they're not. Alright, so this is going to cost us just over $3 grand for the roof plates. An expensive project, man. It's an expensive house. That should be all we need. Oops. Okay, sorry about the camera angles there, gang. Just with the tall grass, sometimes it's a little difficult to see where the forks are when you've got them all the way down on the ground, so just makes it a little bit easier on me. Okay, that is done. Now, we gotta go sell the salt, which is gonna make us good money. Let's see. I'm assuming it's still our selling point that we should be taking it to, but let's just double check. 5-hour salt dropping 24,187. So yeah, I mean it's $200 difference. We're selling it right now, and there's no guarantee that when we start September, even though it says it you know, it's the best. I mean, it also drops in September, right? So there's no guarantee it's going to be better than 24,187. So yeah, 24,187 it is. And the fine salt should also be very similar. It's actually better, and it's going up right now for the fine salt. So that's great. So we're going to sell all of this. Every bit of it. Everything we got. This is going to be big money, man. I'm very excited. One of them is flour salt. The other is fine salt. We got another pallet of crawfish that spawned. I'm actually thinking about moving the crawfish as well. I'm thinking about moving them from there, either on this side or on the other side or somewhere else, because it gets in the way a lot of our little track here, right? And I don't think this is going to go away. Might slightly change it to an extent, but I don't think it's really going to go away. So now I have the Fiat already here ready to go, because we're going to be using that, to pick up the stone picker. So 2,913 out of the fine salt, 29,000 out of the regular salt. That's good, man. That's a little bit of a bonus, right? Because we're selling it our own. We get a little bit of a bonus. So $47,826 at current. We can almost buy it right now. And we have 3 more pallets of salt to sell. That's awesome. Awesome. Gonna probably attempt, might not be the smartest thing, but I'm going to attempt to get the other one over there too in one trip. What we'll probably do once we buy the stone picker, we'll probably utilize it a little bit on one field, see how it works, and then we might finish it off maybe in another episode. Who knows? Looks like this might not have been the smartest play. Okay, lowering that down seemed to help a little bit. We are still bouncing. We are still not having full traction on the back wheels here. But it's not terrible. It's manageable. Just gotta be careful right here. This turn right here is gonna be deadly if I don't keep it slow. Run right into the corn. Not what we want to do. We want all we can get out of that corn. Alright, this is a big moment of truth here. We're gonna be close to 80, 90,000, I think. Whew. 82,685. Oh, man, I love that. We got $34,858 out of all that. That is awesome. That is fantastic, is what that is. Because we're going to spend 50, whatever it was, 52, 55,000, whatever it was. We're going to have almost 30 grand still in the bank. We're going to pay off some of the loan today, too. Just going to tell you that right now. We're going to pay off more of that loan. We want to keep some of the money, but we're going to pay off more of that loan today. Might even consider doing $10,000 of the loan today. Just gonna move all this stuff really quick while we're here, because I just mentioned, right? I want to make sure I like keeping the farm tidy as much as I can. Just doesn't really seem right just having stuff just scattered all around and not in cover when you've got stuff for it. Why would you not leave it in the barn? Why would you leave it out in the middle of the open? Doesn't make sense to me. I do it sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but... Alright, so we'll put that on auto, and then we need to go in here and buy this. Let's do a quick autosave first. I don't want anything to crash on me yet again. 56,000. You know I've got to get my Michelins. You know I like my Michelins. Oh, those are nice, though. Those are really nice. I almost like those better. Which I don't normally say that. Michelin's normally my go-to tire. But I'm kind of liking those. The BKT Standard 2s. You know, like big chunky tires, and that's a big chunky tread right there. Yeah, I think we'll go with the BKT. Change it up a little bit. Okay. We have $26,000 remaining. That's an expensive piece of machinery right there. That's a very expensive piece of machinery. Alright, we are pretty much back here. Let's get this thing unfolded here, and we're going to get started giving this thing a shot. Relatively good width. Oh, yeah. Cruising at 8 miles per hour while we do this? This is awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, does it do anything to the... Because it's changing the ground behind us, so does it do anything? No, it doesn't do it. It's fine. It's just the way it looks, I guess. Needs lime, needs rolling. We already know that, but that's fine. This thing is pretty sweet, man. I like that we're cruising at 9 miles per hour. Look at the rocks just churning in there. I don't know if you saw that or not. There you go. When you go across one that has big rocks, it just churns through it. That is pretty sweet, man. This isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. I'll put the steering assist on. We might just end up doing this whole field here today. It's a long episode already. I don't really necessarily want to make another long episode for all of you, but, you know, some people like the long episodes. Okay, wherever you want to take us, that's fine. I'll put the steering assist on. You take me on this journey. It's pretty sweet, man. Look at it just churning those rocks as we go through it. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. Doesn't seem that it fills up the hopper that much. Or that quickly, I guess I should say. I mean, it's definitely filling it up, but it's not going in, you know. It's not like it's unrealistic how fast the hopper's being filled. We're at 13% with 2 passes. That's not bad. I'll tell you what, this won't take us too long to do. Let's do this field. I mean, we really need to get at least one of these fields done. We've got a lot to do in the next 3 episodes, as I've mentioned a number of times. And the more we can accomplish today, probably the better we're going to be. But, you know. I mean, we're going to have to do this on pretty much every field. We haven't done anything about getting rid of the stones to this point yet. So this is going to be an every field kind of thing for us. But today, let's just get this field done. It won't take us long. This will be a quick one. Let's do it. Alright, we are all done, gang. That did not take too long at all. That was actually extremely enjoyable. I actually really liked it. It was soothing almost. I don't know. It was something satisfying about picking up all the rocks off the ground. It just looks so much better, too. I wonder if these beehives are a little bit too close. The worker seems to not like that, which I guess it kind of makes sense. They never do, but they're not really willing to go close enough to them, so that's why we've got this strip here, I think, that was not plowed. But that's okay. Trying to get these rocks that are really close to it. I don't know if it's going to let me. They might be kind of stuck there now. I'm going to try to get as close as I possibly can get here. Yeah, it won't let me get them. It's too bad. Oh well. Well, we at least got one field all done, ready to go, man, which is exciting. We're just going to keep them here inside the Elho. The Elho? Is that how it's called? Doesn't really sound right, but I guess it is the Elho. Elho. Scorpio Elho. We're just going to keep them in here because we can for the time being. We'll probably sort something out between now and the next episode in regard to lime production, hopefully. Part of the reason why I want to save some of the money is if I can find some kind of line production for it. Hopefully a cheap one. That would be ideal. But I guess we'll find out between now and then, or whenever I decide to do the next episode. I'm going to put this back over here where it belongs. The rain has started, as you clearly could tell, so we literally got the harvesting done just in time. I was afraid it was going to start early, and it did. So to end the episode here, let's pay off a little bit more of the loan. I think I said I was going to do 10,000, but I think based off the fact that we're wanting to do something with the rocks and turn it into lime, I think I'm just going to do 5,000. Just going to do 5,000. Puts us down to 21,718. And we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. Would greatly appreciate it if you did to smash the like button for me. Thanks so much to my members. Thanks to everyone who has watched to this point. As I mentioned in the last episode, we hit 7,000. I'm hoping we hit 10 by the end of the year. I don't think it's an outrageous goal. Let's hope we get there. So if you haven't done so, smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, all that stuff. Helps me out an absolute ton. Discord is in the link down below. I know some people were asking for it recently in the comments. It is in the link of the description. I will try to reply to you and provide it to you in your comment as well. But the link for the Discord is in the description of every episode. So, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.